Alright everybody, this is Zach Maribach here from ZMF Headphones. I'm going to show you how to bend the headband on your Atticus or Eikon headphones. First I would like to apologize for the bad sound. I'm using a very cheap microphone here, but hopefully you can hear me okay. Um, Anyways, so here we have an icon, and as you can see, the headband is not bent well. And the easiest test for that is that you can spread the cups apart and see if they come together in a uniform manner. Probably help if I had my pads turned the right way. And as you can see, the pads are not coming together exactly as they should, which is like this. So we want our pads to come together like that. These are astray, and we can also see the headband is not uh, uniform. So the first thing we want to do whenever we're bending the headband is put our uprights all the way down. So let's slide both of these uprights, which is this piece. This is the upright. We're going to put those all the way down. The last thing we want to do is bend these rods. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to adjust the angle on the gimbals of the upright. So see how there's a little bit of room here. There's a little bit of an angle. The upright doesn't sit flush with the gimbal. We want the upright to be sitting at about maybe a 30-degree angle against the gimbal, about like this. So not like that, not like that, right at about this angle. So we're going to adjust both sides. And the easiest way to do that is to grab the upright and either bend this way or out and able to change that angle. So let's start with the right side. So we'll see that the upright has a little bit too much of an angle. So to get less of an angle, we're going to bend in. And so now we can see that we created maybe too little of an angle. And then to get a little bit more, we'll bend out. And I like that angle right there on the right side. Now let's do the same for the other side. This other side has too much of an angle, so we will bend this in. And then we just want to make sure the angle on both sides is about the same. So I like that. And what that's done is it's given us a much better straight clamp up and down. And then now we want to adjust so that, see how we have this little bit of room between the two pads right there? We want it to be like this, right, like that. So what we can do there is now I can see that one side's in front of the other. And I'm going to take the right upright and bend it up and move it forward a little bit until we're getting that straight clamp. And now if we look at the top, we can see it's a lot more uniform. It looks more normal. There's no weird, left or right side that looks flatter than the other. So this is looking pretty good now. But one other thing you're going to want to do, which might be the first thing you do, is to make sure that we have a nice bend right at the top. We don't want this to be flat, and we don't want it to be too much in a V shape. And so the way to do that is keep your uprights down and make sure they're bent at the same angle on both sides in comparison to the gimbal. Just right about there, yep. And then we're going to grab the headband like this and just create a little bit of an angle in a V right on top, right above the crease of the pads right here. We want to be able to draw a line from the middle of the pads all the way up to the center, just like that. And as long as that's right in the middle, I think maybe ours is a little bit to the right of the center. I'll adjust it a little bit. And yeah, I like how that's looking. That's just about a straight line right down the middle. And I honestly, personally, and let's get this upright up a little bit, bring the pads together, make sure they're coming straight together. That's pretty good. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Personally, I do like to have a little bit of this V right here. I think that adds a little bit less of a hot spot and gets more surface area of this leather band on the top of the head. Um, without that, if you can bend it back flat a little bit, but keeping this V a little bit, in my opinion, does help the fit. And then one thing, if you notice, if your left and right are off a little bit, what you're going to want to do, you never really want to bend in this area. You're either going to bend right in the middle, or you're going to bend right on the complete right and left sides, right near the uprights. So if there's anything you don't like about how your bend headband looks, grab from either upright and just adjust as needed. And a lot of times, what ends up happening is one side will be above the other, and in that case, you just pull the one side up to match the other. And apart from anything else that we've already gone over, that's about it. And then the good test is then to put your uprights at your listening position. So pull them up and get them to about the same place, and then test again to make sure your pads are coming right together, and they are, and then put your headphones on. But the best test is putting them on. If there's anything that's not working, just feel where the pressure point is, and then add or subtract pressure in that area. So if you have a pressure point behind your ear, if it's too much firm behind the ear, you want to release that. You would take this and bend away. If you have a pressure point in front of your ear on this side, you would take the pressure point and bend away from that pressure point like that. So you can either go this way if you want to release the back, or this way if you want to release the front a little bit. Really, since we use this flame tempered steel band, you're going to be able to amend the headband to get whatever kind of fit you want. But as shown, there's a few methods to do that, and you should be able to with a few minutes of work. And then you're good to go until someone else with a oddly shapen head wants to wear your headphones. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything. And yeah, thanks for trying out the ZMF headphones.